we're back now, finished kneading the dumplings. There they are. There's all 4 of them looking nice and pretty and smooth. I really like them. And I'm going to put some oil in the frying pan, or some people use oil, but I'm going to use some flora because I prefer flora. It's healthier. It's good for your heart. It says so right there. Right. We're going to stick some butter in the pan. Let's turn the pan on first. Right. Scoop out some butter. A little pet hate. Don't you hate when people leave bits in the butter? Right, let's stick that there. And hopefully that should heat up soon. You'll know when you heat something to start making noise. Cover that. Put that back over there. Now I have to wait for a minute. Maybe I should have preheated the pan. That would have been a good idea, huh? And there we are. Look, instant heat. Ha! Yeah, but you can't do that. So as you can see, the butter's nice and melting nice in the pan there. And I put the butter all around the edges. You can't do that with oil, huh? That's why it's useful. So that it doesn't stick, even though we've got a non-stick pan, but it helps, you know. You need quite a bit of oil or butter in the pan, so it doesn't get too dry, because this stuff soaks up the oil when you stick it in there. And my mum always said you cannot leave the kitchen while you're cooking. It's a bad habit. Leave the kitchen and then you end up burning your food. So as it starts to bubble there, you stick your dumplings in. Hopefully all 4 of them can fit in this tiny little pan over here. There goes the other one. There goes the other one. Oh, just barely got enough space for the last one. There you go. Shake off the flour. And in it goes. So we've got to turn the heat down. So we just put it on high just to get it to melt the butter. But now we put it on low, about setting up 3. And basically you've got to keep an eye on them, because if you make them the outside cook too quick, then the inside will still be soft. So you've got to make sure that you don't burn the outside, leaving the inside still soft and doughy. It won't taste very nice. It won't look very nice either. So take out the flour for a bit. Give a quick peek underneath to make sure they don't burn and everything. Yeah, they're okay. Put that back there. And I don't know how long it takes to cook. I think it varies. It takes about I don't know, 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that. But you have to make sure, pay attention. I mean, there's a couple of times when I was younger, I was guilty of putting dumplings on and then going in the front room and get caught up watching some cartoon or whatnot. And I come back in, dumplings are just black, and they're burnt. And then I'll get cussed out by my mom. Yeah, it wasn't great. And she made me eat them. Yeah, imagine that. Disgusting. So yeah, after that, I kind of just learned to stay my backside in the kitchen. Right now, it's simmered down nicely now, so hopefully, I'll have a quick look on the other side to make sure that they're not browning too fast. And there's some people out there who will probably be like, why do you use butter instead of oil? That's not how you do it. Because the butter is kind of salty and it does add to that, but because I like mine sweet anyway, the salt doesn't really affect the taste of the dumplings. And it gives it a nice golden, kind of golden crispiness when you finish with it. Well, I think so anyway. You know what I mean? If you don't think so, then that's your opinion, but works for me, yeah? Alright. Here we go, we turned them over now, and as you can see, like I said, the butter gives it that lovely, kind of nice golden brown looking finish there. This one still has a bit of flour in it, so it's looking a little crust on the top there. But I think they're looking quite nice, and as you can see, like like I said before at the beginning, like some people get the big round ones. Like if you go to Notting Hill Carnival and they sell fried dumplings, you get these big, massive, round ones that are like this big. Like mine's obviously like that. They're more kind of small instead. They're more bite-sized. I wouldn't want such a big thing anyway. Like, why would you want such a huge dumpling? Like, you know what I mean? Honestly, these things fill you up. As small as these ones are, they fill you up. So you have it with like plantain, which is another traditional Caribbean delicacy we have. It looks like a banana, but it isn't a banana, it's a plantain. Okay? We call it plantain, but you know, certain people pronounce it plantain. Don't know what's going on there. But yeah, it's not a banana. It's, you fry it, you cook it. You either have it in your soup or boiling, something we have, which is a bit like soup, but not quite. We fry it, which I might do later with this. I might fry this up to have with my dumplings, with some beans and sausages and egg, and then that kind of be either lunch, it could be on a lazy Sunday breakfast or Saturday breakfast if you can be bothered, or dinner in my case is on a Friday. And so we would have this for dinner on a Friday with plantain and egg and bacon and beans and sausages, and then we just sit down and watch EastEnders. Well, my mom would watch EastEnders. I don't advocate that show. It's rubbish. You know, I'm getting a million people saying that show's great, but I don't care. I don't watch it.
Do you want me to make you do a retake?
No. Fine.
Take it back.
EastEnders is okay. Alright, here we go. Right now, once it's done, oh, I nearly burnt them. See, if you don't pay attention, see that? They nearly burnt. No, look at that. See, they cook so quick. So you got to put them on your side, on the side like that, so you make sure the side gets done. Wow, look at that. They're cooking so quick. And see what I mean? Look at, if you look at the pan, there's no oil left in the pan. See, it ate all the oil in the pan. So imagine if you go and stick a load of oil in there now, you've got these soggy, you know, dumplings and what's filled with oil, which is just not good for you. Which is why I prefer to use butter, like I said. And we're basically going to cook the sides all the way around, and hopefully, I'm going to turn it down to 2 now, because it's getting to that time where they really need to slow cook so that you can get the heat right through the dumpling. So you don't get none of this doughy texture like you got on the outside here. Yeah. These cook so quick. I was asked by someone who invented fried dumplings, and you know, I asked around and no one knows. I don't think anybody knows who invented fried dumplings. It's like they just came out of nowhere. Obviously someone must have invented them, but I don't know who. They just seem to just appear. If you go on Google and try and Google it, they just come up with recipes on how to make it, but they don't say where. They say the country was originated in with Jamaica, but I don't know about that. I'm from St. Vincent, so I don't know about that. But they say they originated over there. And I'm not going to argue with them, I'm just saying that they might not be the country of origin where they was made. Right, these are nearly finishing now. You could also put saltfish in your dumplings. So like, you know, saltfish dumplings, where you put the salt, you wrap the saltfish inside it and then cook it, and then obviously you cook the saltfish as well. I was never a big fan of them because I don't really like saltfish much. I think you can tell I'm just the person who doesn't like salt much, period. So yeah, these are nearly finished, and that's basically how you prepare fried dumpling. Look at that, see, we're practically finished now. And that all took about, I don't know, what, 10, 15 minutes? Maybe a little longer if you're a beginner, but you know, being professional in team, yeah.
You loser.
Shut your